Hello. The following is my representation of the realization proposal for Jacobsen Salt Company new marketing strategy. Jacobsen Salt Company has developed a family of high-quality salt products along with a brand name that is already recognized by many experts in the food industry. However, due to the general lack of public interest in salt products, the brand recognition doesn't translate to the typical consumer. To increase sales and bring the business to the next level, Jacobsen Salt Company needs to be formally introduced to the wider public. So, how can Jacobsen Salt disrupt the well established perception of one of the most common household commodities and help consumers learn about the product and the benefits? The new marketing campaign for Jacobsen Salt Company was developed to meet the client's objectives of the marketing of making a formal introduction and grand entrance of the brand to the broader market. I achieved this through the developing a program of product engagements and activities to educate consumers about Jacobsen Salt gourmet salts. I created a strategy of increasing the brand's visibility and presence among existing and future food industry partners. A few main points of the for the category overview and market trends are high profit margins, market growth, product assortment growth, and application segment growth. All this sets Jacobsen Salt Company for a lot of opportunities in the future. Competitors. Based on the preliminary and secondary research, the conclusion is that Martin Salt and Saltworks are the main competitors. Morton has been the number one salt brand in the United States for many different generations, while Saltworks one of the most successful players on the US market over similar selections of gourmet product and quality. Jacobsen Salt and Saltworks belong to the artisanal gourmet salt market segment, while Morton belongs to the processed table salt market segment. Typically, products that belong to different market segments are not considered to be main competitors. However, given that most consumers don't demonstrate a strong set of preferences in their salt choices, Morton should be considered as one of the main competitors due to its high brand recognition. One of the main reasons of the extremely low level of consumer salt knowledge and awareness is the complete lack of advertising, and the unremarkable in-store presentation of salt products. Packaging is apparently the only way most salt brands differentiate themselves. Morton is the only salt brand most of the respondents were able to identify by name. While Jacobsen Salt and Morton belong to different market segments, high brand recognition of Morton's salt is the evidence of their effective marketing strategy, which is therefore valuable for reference in the future marketing campaigns. Morton communicates to consumers through modern channels by bringing the brand icon to popular social media platforms. Below are a few examples of Morton's campaigns that allow a 100-plus-year-old brand to stay relevant. The research revealed that while salt is one of the most common commodities in the world, people put very little thought into their salt choices. Even people who are very specific and selective about the food overlook differences in salt. This made me come to the realization that there is an opportunity to change how people think about table salt through educating them about Jacobsen salts. The research enabled the identification of the following opportunities. Create an experiential marketing campaign to elevate consumers' brand's awareness and recognition. Find a shorter and quicker way to foodies' heart by providing an opportunity to taste the product in an immersive culinary experience. Eliminate intimidation about using infused salt products by educating the consumer and helping the foodie understand that artisanal infused salt is as simple as any other artisanal commodity product. Create mutually beneficial partnerships as impactful and cost effective ways to promote the product. Provide consumers with a farmers market type of shopping experience. Utilize popular social media platforms as word of mouth promotional channels. After conducting primary research and interviews, I've identified the following three personas for the target audience. Persona 1, Ashley the student. Ashley is a 26-year-old student who lives in New York City. She follows latest trends and loves to go out with her friends. She has rather high standards and taste for her food and lifestyle in general. She is, however, limited in income, so she cares equally about quality and price point. Ashley's tension, higher cost for gourmet products. Interested in trying a new product but not willing to make a larger purchase without absolute certainty. Only trust Trader Joe's as a retailer for salt. Desired state. Availability of Jacobsen salt sample portions at lower cost based on volume, not discount. Create the brand recognition that would be trusted and recognized independently of the retail outlet they are sold in. Persona 2, Wendy the working mom. Wendy is the 34-year-old working mom who works in finance and banking industry. She loves to spend time with her family. She tries to maintain a healthy lifestyle for herself and her loved ones, but often is too busy to find the time and energy to focus on small details such as salt. Wendy's tension. Lack of knowledge of health advantages in gourmet salt products. Has a few infused salt products in her household but hardly ever uses them as they're less universal as regular salt. Desired state. Educate about health advantages of Jacobsen's artisanal salt. Educate and find channels to communicate how to use the same infused salt product for different recipes and applications. Persona 3, Mark the restaurant owner. Mark is a 38-year-old New York City owner of two trendy restaurants, and he's passionate about his business. He's knowledgeable about food, he cares about quality and flavor in his home and restaurant cooking. However, he is skeptical about the significance of salt in cooking and sees the difference in salt as subtle. Mark's tension. Recognizes importance of the food quality in general, but not in salt products. The difference in salt products is not worth in paying more. Desired state. Introduction to examples of the gourmet salt products that noticeably improve the dish flavor. Create a model that would motivate Mark to serve his customers' tables with Jacobsen salt. The research data were analyzed through the working wall, using keys and color-coded demographics, product preferences, shopping behavior, and preferred advertisement channels allowed me to find common patterns and to identify Jacobsen's target market. The detailed organization of the data analysis was synthesized in the form of several series of sketch models. that finally led me to my aha moment and allowed me to identify the most important consumer. These are the main research key points. Almost 45% of the respondents were unable to name a preferred salt brand. Over 80% of respondents were unable to name any salt strengths or benefits that they look for. The main motivation for salt purchases was price point for men and taste and health benefits for women. Women between 25 and 45-year-old who are interested in high quality food and cooking express the most interest in salt products. This category became my most important consumer for this project. I call them the foodie. Foodies are more resistant to the traditional form of advertisement and are likely be more influenced by word of mouth. My main aha moment was when I saw the opportunity to use the existing network of Jacobsen's artisanal chefs as an effective channel for the introduction of the product to a wider audience. I came to this conclusion while analyzing my research data and on a working well. Through secondary research, I learned that Jacobsen product is commonly used by artisanal chefs. Through surveys and interviews and interview analysis, I traced a common pattern within the respondents that belong to my target market audience. Many of them form their food choices and habits under the influence of online culinary and social media platforms, personas, and first-hand experiences. So who is my most important consumer? Meet Amanda, the foodie. Amanda is a 33-year-old professional who works as a graphic designer at a New York advertising agency. She's immersed in the fast-paced Manhattan environment during weekdays. In the evenings and weekends, Amanda likes to escape into the quieter artsy neighborhood in Brooklyn where she lives. She prefers to do her food shopping at farmers market and gourmet food stores. For her leisure, Amanda likes to cook and share different culinary experiences with her friends and family. She attends food festivals, takes culinary classes for fun, and is always looking to try new flavors and recipes. She's selective in her food choices and aims for the fine balance between health and flavor. Amanda's tension. Not familiar with Jacobsen salts. Doesn't know about the variety and advantages in application of infused salt in seasoning. Resistant to traditional advertisement. Desired state. Get to know Jacobsen salt product, their artisanal product that meets her high standards. Get educated through immersive experiences by the respected experts. Here's my value proposition. For those who value the high quality and craftsmen of artisanal foods, who is always seeking to elevate the culinary experience and enhance their food flavor. Through partnerships with chefs and methods of Jacobsen brand introduction and education, foodies can finally identify high quality salt products to fulfill the high standards. The following are my solutions. By offering selected restaurants at a competitive price, Jacobsen can position themselves as a must-have attribute of any artisanal culinary experience. Jacobsen is already highly respected commodity in the chef's kitchen, and now, through a simple modification, the jar can become a salt shaker and make a long-delayed self-introduction to the consumer. Chef's pairing of Jacobsen infused salts with special dishes will allow the consumer to taste different flavors during a single dining experience. Once the foodie has been introduced to Jacobsen's products, she will have the opportunity to bring her favorites home by purchasing jars or samples from the restaurant's market section. Bring Jacobsen into the virtual or physical cooking class environment, where instructors will be able to educate students about the product benefits. During cooking classes, the foodie will not only learn more about Jacobsen, but also develop a strong emotional connection to the Jacobsen by incorporating the products into the meals they cook themselves. Similar to the restaurant experience, the consumer will be able to purchase products to bring home and continue using in their cooking. Furthermore, the salt bar will provide the familiar farmers market shopping experience that foodies love so much. The salt bar will allow the consumer to get any flavor in any amount they desire. They will also be able to make their own unique combinations by creating custom mixes of multiple flavors. In the case of the virtual cooking class, the customer will be provided with a e-recipe that features Jacobsen salt as one of the ingredients in the form of an active link to the company's website product page, providing the consumer the opportunity to purchase product directly. Many chefs and mixologists that use Jacobsen are also social media influencers. By receiving a special product discount, the influencers will be encouraged to post the creations that incorporate Jacobsen's product via online media channels. In the posts, the influencers will provide a code that consumers can use to receive a small discount when making an online purchase on jacobsensalt.com. The code will be specific to each influencer and linked to a database that will monitor how much each influencer drives up sales. Based on this information, the company will be able to evaluate the effectiveness of each individual partnerships. What does Jacobsen need to do to take the brand to the next level? Go viral. This is how it works. Partner up with a celebrity chef that appeals to the foodie. Design an event or media content with a built-in sharing feature and powerful visuals. Spread the word by posting and sharing at the right moment to the right people. Enterprise model. This model represents the current enterprise model of the company. The core of the current model consists of a few segments of Jacobsen Salt Company. The founder, who is behind the product idea, brand story, and is the main decision maker, finance team, design team, production and operations, marketing and sales. While Jacobsen Salt has dedicated teams and key players responsible for different functions of the company, they do collaborate and outsource from other vendors. Other very important players that are outside of Jacobsen Salt Company are sales, marketing, and advertising channels. These are the main links between consumer and the brand. This is my sketch model for the new marketing strategy segment. By offering benefits to the partners in the form of product discount, Jacobsen will encourage them to become advocates for the brand, which will ultimately lead Jacobsen to become the foodie's household commodity brand. To support my solutions, I developed an enterprise model for Jacobsen's marketing communications focused on partnerships with chefs. By merging the main elements of the current enterprise model on the left with my model for marketing communications on the right, I illustrated my vision of how the new strategies can be integrated into the existing model. Instead of focusing on or two ideas I generated through ABCQ method, I saw an opportunity to utilize all of them as they are not mutually exclusive. Moreover, they can complement each other and can create a stronger foundation for a more effective strategy. All my ideas were based on the partnerships with chefs. I organized them into groups: existing partnerships and partnerships with celebrity chefs. This enterprise model shows how the brand will work toward achieving a desired state for the most valuable consumer, which is to discover Jacobsen Salt Company, the commodity that is up to their standards, and learn how to use it. The left part of the model has a simplified version of the current model. The enterprise model shows what the Jacobsen salt gives to the partners to spread the word about Jacobsen salts. It shows the channels are used and how the target consumer gets educated. It also shows the return that gets back to the company in forms of revenues and feedback. This model is the current enterprise model with modification model segments that would be affected by my model for marketing communications through the partnerships with chefs. Some of the elements that are important to the success of the marketing campaign fell outside of the areas that are relevant to enterprise model. These elements are captured in the same implementation diagram. The first step for this implementation diagram would be to develop a strategic list of geographical locations for the new marketing campaigns. The second step would be identify the most strategic time. The following phase would be different for existing partnerships, existing network with chefs and partnerships with celebrity chefs. For the chefs within existing network, it would be to identify partners within this network and identify communication channels that are specific to each chef. For the celebrity chef, it would be establish a partnership with the celebrity chef and also a charity organization that will create a mutually beneficial partnership. Then create a shareable content. The last phase of this diagram is the aftermath. It's to analyze the results and evaluate partnerships for the future preference. This is the end of my presentation, and this is how I think we can let Jacobsen no longer be a secret. Thank you.